We absolutely believe it was a success. We believe the fact that that organization was able to issue a statement that calls for respecting the territorial integrity and sovereignty and saying that those principles should not be violated. We found it incredibly productive for President Biden and Secretary Blinken to be there engaging directly with their counterparts.
I was wondering, the Secretary gave a series of interviews over the weekend, CNN and ABC, what have you. I found that, you probably won't agree, but that he was at pains to, over the G20, to explain how it could have been a success when, speaking of Ukraine, Russia is not mentioned in the statement. On climate issues, it's way under par of what was expected. There wasn't the Chinese president present in India, and so my question is, do you still think it was a success or a missed opportunity?
We absolutely believe it was a success. I will just say with respect, let's take them in order. First, with respect to the statement, the G20 is a big organization. Russia is a member of the G20. China is a member of the G20. There are members that have a diverse range of views. We believe the fact that that organization was able to issue a statement that calls for respecting the territorial integrity and sovereignty and saying that those principles should not be violated is an extremely important statement, because that is exactly what is at heart of Russia's full invasion of Ukraine. It is those very questions. So we thought that was an incredibly important statement for them to make. You also saw important announcements made at the G20 about new economic arrangements between Saudi Arabia and India that the United States was a part of. And I will say, with respect to President Xi not attending, I'm not going to speak to whether President Xi should have attended or should not have attended. I will say we found it incredibly productive for President Biden and Secretary Blinken to be there engaging directly with their counterparts. As I said in response to a question a moment ago, there is no substitute for that, and we found it incredibly productive for the interests of the United States to be able to have those conversations and advance them, as the White House made public over the weekend. In addition to the sessions, the president had a number of pull-asides with leaders of other countries where we were actively advancing the foreign policy priorities of the United States, including engaging on the war in Ukraine.